Welcome back to my channel. Welcome. Good afternoon, Bougie Gang. What's going on? I'm trying to get some water from my summer assistant. I'm gonna see if she's going to grab me a water while we roll this intro. Happy lunchtime, everybody. What's everybody eating for lunch? What did you steal? What is it? And then he just submitted. He just relented. What was it? Huh? All right. Okay, put it on the counter, please. Girl, Lambo's out here stealing again. Oh, goodness gracious. Hey, everybody. Oh, God. Okay. Hey, everybody. What's going on? Sorry, my bad. Okay. I'm trying to get my screen set up. Just bear with me. How's everybody doing? Everybody say hi to everybody. Say hi to somebody. What's going on, guys? Okay. I need a covering. We'll figure it out, right? Huh. Okay. Anywho. All right, I'll find one. Okay. How's everybody going? Hey, Farrah, Bible Lady says hi. Bougie Gang says hi, Farrah. Bible Lady said hi. Hey, y'all, hit the thumbs up. Thank you. Estas bonitas. Hey, hey, sis. Okay. Hey to everybody who got here first. Unicorn. I am Coco, Sweet A Cecilia. Okay, yesterday I just did not have the energy to come back, guys. We went food shopping and got myself exhausted, y'all. We went food shopping. If you heard my live earlier, I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but I was live on Love Lies and Lace Fronts, and I gave the rundown of what we did yesterday. Baby, I was tired because my brain had to kind of like I had to think about what I was going to cook for dinner. And then we went, we did a little food shopping circulating around Lidl, and then turned around and went to Kohl's. And really, we just went to Kohl's because we wanted a quick Sephora location. Um, so we went to Sephora, and girl went home, cooked dinner, and then relaxed. So if you want all the details, go to my earlier live on Love Lies and Lace Fronts, and you can get that in the first like 5-10 minutes. Anyway, I was thinking about y'all last night, and I was tempted to go live, and I was listening to a live while doing other work. I was doing some catching up on some dockets that I'm following, for you guys, checking to make sure we're not missing any important court dates or documents, because I know you guys love a good document. Also, I finally got my email from the 24th district, which I want to get this out because when Jarvis has court again, which we know he's gonna, we want to be able to know exactly what the procedure is until this particular set of cases get sent over to the third district, which I'm sure, what I mean, I'm going to just go out on a limb and say it's probably going to be bound over. If they're bringing charges from over a decade ago, they would have to have some compelling evidence to do that. So it would be safe to make an assumption, although we can't assume everything, but what I'm saying, so it'll be good practice for the next court date, because unless there's a camera in the courtroom, we're not going to know what's going on. So anywho, so I got my form. I'll get that filled out and get that mailed out today to the lady who called back during my live stream yesterday, so we can get and find out exactly what happened, because we need to know, because we're nosy like that, right? Okay. Bonjour, bonjour, bonjour. Hey, Scotch Bonnet, what's going on? Unicorn, I am Coco, and Sweet Aces, I think, for the 2 times. Thank you guys for getting in here quickly. Okay, so I wanted to talk about this video. Had me kind of like, if you saw what was going on with Tisa Tells, this is the video that had me like, wow, sis is on one. But is she stating her point? Like, at the end of the day, I don't have a problem with Tisa. Like, she's not I don't like, she's not my go-to, but I did catch her live streams during the Diddy trial, and I mentioned to you guys over the time that there were a few times where some of the rhetoric I did not care for, but in terms of finding out, okay, this just happened, that just happened, but I knew where I was going to get my information from. And I also had access to the docket and stuff like that. But there are some people out here who are following the case, and she's like their single source. And baby, I mean, if that's, what I'm saying, if that's what they want to do, but you know what I mean? But the last day of the verdict, there was some commotion, and some people came for her, some fellow bloggers came. They wanted to talk to her because they felt that her rhetoric and promises of a guilty verdict, like they wanted to call her out on it, because maybe they felt that there was some arrogance. I mean, you would have to ask all of those bloggers to find out, but there were a lot of people who had things to say, and I found it to be quite interesting. It just seems as though, to me, my opinion, which of course she has every right to defend herself, and she can only use the tools that that she this is that how she talks is how she talks. It's crazy though. It just seemed like I don't know. Maybe she's stressed. I'm not sure. You guys, if there's anyone out there that watches her, notification gang, step up and let me know. it just seems it's a lot. Okay. She went on a mega rant and it was giving crashing out. You might not feel like she's crashing out, and that's okay. It doesn't make me saying that she's a bad person. I just know that when I watch lots of sources. I watch the news on a particular topic. So you see, I may go over to CBS, NBC, ABC, whatever, TMZ. I go to different um, tabloid, traditional news, bloggers. I really don't have a single source for anything. And also, at least the Diddy trial, I was also reading the docket. So I had access to, and then we also were watching, X, Inner City Press. So I think people were viewing multiple sources. I think it's giving a little anxiety, but did she offend someone? I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna say probably yes, but if you I can't really discuss it. Um because I don't even want to go down that rabbit hole. But there were people who were mad. There are people who are highly pissed. All you have to do is put in her name and people are having conversations. To me, like I said yesterday, it's just giving everybody who worked on that trial probably needs to take like 3 to 5 days break. Just go take a dip in a pool, go take some nice walks, eat some nice dinners, take a break. I feel like that for the people who were in a courtroom for 8 hours a day in a city that's not even theirs, right? Who traveled. Do you know what it's like to be away from home for a week, right? Most of us know what it's like to be home for a week or two, right? Do you imagine being away from home for 2 months, right? Away from boo boo and bebe, whoever your loved ones are, or just your sheets, your blanket, your shower, your refrigerator, your environment, right? I could imagine, and then listening to freak off after masturbation, after damn $10,000 a sex session. I mean, there was so much going on, right? People getting underpaid, people getting overpaid, people coming, in damn scripper heels, damn, what was going on at the warehouse, so and so had a gun. I mean, all just list for 8 weeks, right? I can imagine it was high stress, right? And then maybe also when you figure out um you found your niche with your particular audience, it can get a little bit stressful. And then I'm sure people were obviously noticing, because there's another blogger I want to pull up. um I heard about that too. This is what I'm Let me finish my thought on this. I'm just saying, the people that I was watching, like Simone Redwine, she was at Essence. Now, did she put up some posts? Yes. But is she relaxing? Did I see her she was at the beach? She was in, girl, where was she? I think she went to Martha's Vineyard. Then next thing I knew, Simone is relaxing. She's visiting friends, relaxing, having a good time, probably just getting back to herself after a long trial, right? A lot of people were. Look like Armand is enjoying the city. You know what I mean? Like, I'm still following people who were following the story, right? Girl, Tisa needs, this is my Tisa, take a day off. Girl, take a day off, relax, and just take a few deep breaths, because it's there's a lot of people. It's coming off a little unhinged. It's coming off a little like, sis, just relax for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Because when you are a team of one and she's riding a wave right now, this is a very high demand topic, and she's getting a lot of backlash, and I think she's spending a lot of time trying to defend herself, and I'm assuming she, it is giving a little unhinged. It's giving a little bit less, it's giving more opinion versus giving the facts. Some people are watching her like she's a news channel, like she's news, and she's giving a lot of opinion, right? I watch different content creators, but I feel they are doing too much the way they did her, running here down, calling her yeah, I don't know. We're not going to talk about that today. I don't know. People, I'm going to say this. People can do what they want. So, but yeah, I respect your opinion. Drop your opinions. What we're going to talk about is somebody, it seems like they need a break. somebody someone seems like they need a few days off, along with many others. I'm not just telling Tisa Tells to take a couple days off. Because YouTube, when you log into your YouTube studio periodically will remind you, take a couple of days off. You're going to be okay. Your channel's going to be here. You're going to be all right. And they try to encourage you, like, you're not going to lose subscribers. Sometimes you come back to more. Just, you know what I mean? Take a breather, take a relax, all kinds of stuff. I just imagine that it was very, very stressful for a lot of people. But this was strange to me. Let me show you this. If you hadn't seen this, baby, it was just, it, I feel like when I saw this particular clip, or it wasn't a clip, this was like a whole little conversation she had with Nancy Grace. Let me find my little thing. Hold on. I might have to change my scenery. Well, let me just do it like this. Okay. Hold up. Okay.
It was an all-out circus. It was a trap.
This is right after the verdict, and this has to be right after the verdict, but Nancy Grace put this up like on the 7th, but this had to be right after the verdict, and it's like Tisa is on the move right after the verdict, and it's almost like I had to run for my life.
Travesty. It was an all-out circus. Everybody, including myself, are running to safety.
I got a question.
She said she was running to safety.
For you, Tisa Tells, and everyone's going to want to know this. You're in a car right now. You had to leave the courthouse. Why?
I had to leave the courthouse because Diddy's supporters were out of control. The first time I ran and did my live, of course, I had 2 armed security guys. Everyone told me, the people in the courthouse is like, make sure you have security. There's a lot of weird stuff going on. It wasn't just me, but I'll tell you what I experienced. Diddy's supporters surrounding me, threatening me, saying that they were going to hurt.
Didn't you guys see some of you guys saw multiple videos? Ratchet TV confronted her by himself. There were people walking through these courtyards, but there was nobody who surrounded her. That's not accurate as far as what I saw. Obviously, we did not see what happened in the courthouse. Allegedly, she had words with Gerald, North Carolina Beat baddest blogger. I'm not sure. I wasn't there, and there's no footage of that either. But I heard, because Neek at Night talked about that. I think she saw it, and she said, trust me, if Gerald got her together outside, she got him to don't feel sorry for her, because she took him, she was toe to toe. She held her own in the courthouse. So that was according to someone who actually saw the shenanigans. Okay.
It was a serious situation.
She did have 2 people. She had like a little, we'll find it and show it. But she had so they were putting up barricades, and they had like 1 barricade in front of her, 2 to the side, and 2 guys that looked about, the 2 guys that looked like Joe, the private investigator, Nesto's private investigator from the from the public defender's office. He had some retired law enforcement looking guys standing there that did absolutely nothing but just stand there. Ratchet TV did ask some questions that ate her up, and she was answering, she was engaging, she didn't even ignore him. She went back and forth with him for a minute, and then I think Gerald went up to her after that, asked her some questions, and she got mad at the jury. She called the jury idiots, uninformed. She's called them stupid, all kinds of stuff. Let's just listen to this all the way through, and then we'll break it down. If you have not heard this, let's just listen to it all the way through, and I'm going to not interrupt. Let's just, because it's only 3 minutes. So let's girl.
It was a travesty. It was an all-out circus. Everybody, including myself, are running to safety.
I've got a question for you, Tisa Tells, and everyone's going to want to know this. You're in a car right now. You had to leave the courthouse. Why?
I had to leave the courthouse because Diddy's supporters were out of control. The first time I ran and dipped my live, of course, I had 2 armed security guys. Everyone told me, the people in the courthouse is like, make sure you have security. There's a lot of weird stuff going on. It wasn't just me, but I'll tell you what I experienced. Diddy's supporters surrounding me, threatening me, saying that they were going to hurt me. It was a serious situation. It got so bad, and there was so much chaos and violence that they actually had to lock the courtroom down and force the Diddy supporters across the street. It was something myself, the news media, mainstream media, new media have never seen in their lives. The level, and again, the jurors, I hope to God they know how to sleep at night. Because again, I'm sure they did their duty. But when all that chaos was happening, as I was being threatened and ushered out by armed security people, I thought, this is what the jury did. They sent a signal that it is okay to use violence. It's okay to drug people up. It's okay to live a life of debauchery. It's okay to do whatever you want. Because guess what? If you work hard enough and you have enough money and enough delusional fans.
Okay, I do have to interrupt for a second. This is just my opinion. And nobody, I don't know what's going on other channels, but I watched the Diddy trial for 8 weeks, multiple different platforms, reading the docket, all of the things. And this is just my opinion on a situation that happened. Tisa is not my content, but this is a particular situation that happened. This is just what I'm hearing in this particular piece of audio to me, is that she is conflating, okay? Conflating. She's taking 2 separate situations and converging them into one. The Diddy verdict that she and many other people are not happy with, okay? She took that and almost kind of like, and not almost, she took that situation, she merged it with people confronting her because they felt like she was a loudmouth. They felt like she was, they may have been pissed. They could have been they could have been any number of things, whatever name you want to put to it. She is conflating multiple situations and making it seem like, girl, they were running after her with pitchforks out the courtroom. Okay. And then bringing this to and what happened after? The people were outside waiting. It was the time period between finding out the verdict and finding out that Diddy would not get bail. Right. And yes, there were people who were confronting her, but she seemed like the whole time she could handle it. She was handling it the whole entire time. I think it all came to a head on that one day. I don't think she did a horrible job covering Diddy. Like I said, she would go live. I would tune in and kind of hear what she's saying. And if someone I preferred to watch better went live, then I would pivot. You know what I mean? I'm not here to bash Tisa. Whoever needs to take anybody who works 8 weeks straight, sitting in a courtroom, going live for multiple hours before and after, you're basically doing 12 and 14-hour shifts. You're away from home in a city. All the people that covered, I'm sure well deservedly probably wants to take a little bit of a break right now. It's not a target on one person. So just if you're just now coming in, run to the front because ain't nobody, you know what I'm saying? It's not that type of party here.
And you have ingrained yourself in culture enough that you can do whatever you
I just think that they are conflating, and we know that Nancy Grace will do that. Also, just notice the pictures that they're picking of Diddy. Not the most flattering. He's not like the most handsome dude, but they there's a particular narrative. It's just interesting to me. I just feel like, okay.
want, and 12 of your peers will look the other way. Again, this journey
Yeah, I can't
was
I can't answer
shocking.
that. I can't answer why confront her. The people, that's probably a good question to take to Ratchet or Gerald or anybody else who confront her. I'm talking about this particular video.
Tisa Tells, when you say that Sean Combs supporters threatened you, what were they saying?
They were saying, you effing B, we're going to kill you, you effing B. You worked for, apparently.
I'm just surprised somebody, now we're going based on the video, right? I'm surprised somebody in a federal courthouse on a federal courthouse property said to someone in the presence of New York City Police, Homeland Security, all of the different law enforcement. She says that someone told her they were going to kill her. She also she didn't mention in this audio that she told someone that no matter what the verdict was, Diddy still wasn't going to let them suck his dick. So it's kind of like she forgot to tell what she said, but okay.
I work for the feds. You're a plant. You made this all up because of you. Again, they're not too smart. Because of you, that's how this case got started. We're going to treat you worse than we treated Cassie. Cassie, what we do to you is going to be nothing that they had on Cassie. They were screaming. They were yelling. Some people were saying, apologize to Diddy. Apologize to Diddy. Of course, thank goodness we had Lenny and we had Jimmy, two of the best armed guards out there. So the one thing is they started foaming like wild dogs because they realized that I was not an unprotected woman. And they realized they could not just do what they felt like. And they started foaming like wild dogs, screaming, their voices cracking in anger that they viscerally wanted to rip me apart. This is why their hero had been exonerated. Even in the best of times, these people that support him, there's something wrong with it. And I got to tell you, Nancy, it wasn't just me. It was not.
They've got her title, Pop Culture Investigator and Commentator. That's her title.
Just me. It was anybody that didn't have a pro Diddy stance from the beginning. That's who suffered.
Joining me in all-star panel, but I want to thank Tisa Tells.
Girl, do you see how she's looking down like she was about to start? It's very dramatic. Like I said, it's the outrage of the outrageously outraged. Okay. That's it. I'm not getting into why did someone do me not talking about like Ratchet TV, girl, you guys are gonna have to ask him. I'm sure he's done several postmortems on why he said what he said and did what he did. I've tuned into his channel. I don't have those answers. I can't even tell you what he said because I didn't catch it. I can't really tell you. I know Gerald said something the first night. I think, what did he, because he had, girl, that man had answers for a lot of different things, and I think I directed you to his channel so you can get it direct a couple of days ago. I just wanted to bubble up this video because I felt like this was it was conflating. It was not just a summary of the Diddy verdict. It was some of the back and forth rhetoric that she was having anyway with different bloggers. Like, For me, I'm the type, I'm not going to argue with a man. I'm a 100% feminine woman. I don't argue with men. And men don't even have that type of energy towards me. Okay? I'm the type of woman, I don't attract men to want to call me bitches and cuss me out. I don't go toe to toe with men. I don't really interact with men like that. I don't give any one of a masculine variety any reason to come to approach me in that manner. And if they did, it wouldn't even be receptive. It wouldn't even be it would just be on some deaf ears. It wouldn't even be something that would go further because I'm not going to go back and forth with a guy. I'm just not. Somebody's upset with something that I did, that's going to be unfortunate. And if they don't exit themselves from a situation, I'm not going to go toe to toe with a man. I'm just not. It seems to be there were things brewing between her and several other people for a minute. It came to a head on that verdict day. I find it hard to believe that what happened on the verdict day just sprang out of the blue. I think some people had some beef. You know, she and others had some beef going on, you know, for a little minute, even if it was 24 hours. Clearly there was something, but it played into the drama of it all. And, just it played into the drama of it all. And it's unfortunate, but I just thought this was so dramatic. It was just so dramatic the way this whole thing was done. Like she was making some grand getaway.
The courthouse.
Like this
because
was
Diddy's
just
supporters were
this was
out of
crazy
control.
to me.
The first time I ran and dipped my live, of course, I had 2 armed security guys. Everyone told me, the people in the courthouse is like, make sure you have security. There's a lot of weird stuff going on. It wasn't just me, but I'll tell you what I experienced. Diddy supporters surrounding me, threatening me, saying that they were going to hurt me. It was a serious situation. It got so bad, and there was so much chaos and violence that they actually had to lock the courtroom down and force the Diddy supporters across the street. It was something myself, the news media, mainstream media, new media have never seen in their lives. The level, and again, the jurors, I hope to God they know how to sleep at night. Because again,
She's wants people to believe that mainstream media, you've got news people were there who, you're trying to say that those news people have never seen people upset or happy with a verdict. You're trying to tell me that those mainstream media have never seen people be confronted one side or another. You're trying to tell me that 3 hours from Boston, where they just had the Karen Reed trial, that New York City reporters have never seen angry people from either side um upset about a court trial. Are you kidding me? Like, girl, I just love how sometimes people can forget real quick. I'm sure right now I said Karen Reed, people are like, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Boston and New York are like 2-3 hours away. Hello. That was a very contested, very tenuous trial times two. Luigi flew in on a damn helicopter. Okay. They brought him in like damn Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. You would have thought that he was going to turn into the damn Terminator. You mean to tell me that the New York press corps, the media at large, has never been or seen a tenuous situation of a verdict? That really, this was it. I think people were excited. Some people were mad, or some people were concerned, or people had feelings, whatever the case might be. Some people, people had feelings regarding the verdict, right? But at the end of the day, I feel like based on the optics of the crowd, it was very mild. Yes, there was the more oil situation, but that was not it was probably not the best situation to have happened at that moment, but it wasn't a fight. It wasn't a freak off. It wasn't it was whatever it was, and it broke up pretty quickly. Okay. It was no different from the typical chaos that was happening on the streets of New York surrounding that courthouse on a daily basis, because daily it was a shit show. Okay. Daily there was a lot going on, right? But that was happening daily, Bella. Let's see. Girl. Okay. Anyway, there's another blogger who I wanted to who put in a report on the last day, and we've got to listen to this because we just have to. Okay? Let's pivot for a sec. Tisa, okay. Like that was crazy. Okay. Y'all just bear with me. I don't know if y'all heard this or not, but we're going to listen to it now. Okay.
Hey guys, can you guys
Now, this was yesterday. Okay.
hear me? Hey folks, can you guys hear me? Can y'all hear me? Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me? Y'all can hear me? Okay. All right, I just got out of the courtroom. It was super short. I told you guys it was going to be short. It was so short that we didn't even get to hear the only thing we got to hear was Sean Diddy Cole talking to Mark. He asked Mark, he says, Mark, is that you? He said, Mark, is that you? And then Mark said, yes, it's me. And then he goes and said, I can't see you. And then he says, sorry, this is noise. Hold on. Ambulance passing. Y'all hear the ambulance? It's a lot of noise out here. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Lots of noise. Okay. It was all only audio. Diddy was not in the courtroom. He was at the facility, MDC facility. It was Mark Agafino on the line and one
Girl, she after 8 weeks, she still can't get the name of the lawyer right. Mark Agnifino. Okay.
attorney from the district attorney's office, which was Slavic. She was the other person that was on the other line. So you heard Diddy said, he says, hey, is that you? That's what Diddy asked. Mark, is that you? And Mark said, yeah, it's me. And then Diddy says, I can't see you. And then he says, I want to have you on the screen. That's what Diddy asked him, right? And then all of a sudden the person pops up in there, somebody that's regulating the chat. He goes and say, do we have anybody here from the prosecution side? We have somebody here from the defense. Do we have anybody from prosecution? Right. And then attorney, how's your allergy? My allergy is good. Did I eat something? Yes, I ate something. Thank you for asking. Oh, okay. So he turned around and the guy asked, is anyone from the government here? And then Slavic says she was there. And then he asked, did you guys basically work out something? And they said, yes, they worked out something. And therefore he says, meeting is adjourned. And that was it, y'all. He says, meeting is adjourned. But this is what they worked out. I'm going to read to you guys what they worked out.
Y'all get a load of this.
They had 2 letters. This is the first one. And this didn't come from Diddy's team, y'all. This came from Pacers. Folks be trying to act like we don't get Pacers, but this came from Pacers. And then the second letter is from, they did it right back to back. The first one says, this is what it says. I lost a lot of weight. Yes, I have. Yeah, I did. I lost a lot of weight. But anyway, this is what it says here. This is from Mark Agafino's office right here. Yeah.
Mark Agno, who?
I see that. Yeah, I see that. Okay, this is what it says. I gotta make it bigger because I can't see. It says, Dear Judge Sabarina, the parties have
Judge Sabarina. Okay. Dear Judge Sabarina. That's what she says. Dear Sabarina.
met and conferred and have, it says, Dear Judge Sabarina, the parties have met and conferred and have agreed to the following schedule for sentencing, post-verdict motions, and submission of offense conduct to the probation office. For sentencing, the defense proposed that the probation office provide the parties with pre-sentencing investigation report on or before September 5th, and that the defense sentencing memorandum and objection to the PSR be filed on or before September 8th, and that the government sentencing memorandum and objection to the PSR be filed on or before September 15th, and that the sentencing hearing take place on September 22nd. The government does not object to this schedule, subject to consent of the United States Probation Office. And then it says post-verdict motion. The parties propose that the defense file a post-verdict motion on or before July 30th, and the government responds on or before August 20th, 2025. Finally, the government requests that it be permitted to submit a summary of offense conduct on or by July 11th.
It's Pacer. It's Pacer. You know, she can't, it's nothing is sacred. It's the verdict. It's the verdict. It's Pacer, not Pacers. Would she say Mark Agnifilo? Agnifilio or Agnifilo. It's certainly not whatever she said. And what did she say? Judge Subaru.
And the defense does not object. If the defense does not object, we appreciate the court's consideration, and it says respectively submitted Mark Agnifilo. Okay.
Agnifilo. Okay.
All right. So that was that before then, right? And then all of a sudden,
can you tell us in your own words, what does that mean? Like, you read that to your audience, and what was the point? Because there is somebody who needs a summary, right? Bougie Gang doesn't need a summary, but you know what I'm saying? Like, we read and then we discuss, right? She thinks she just did something. She was there for 8 weeks. She didn't read not a ting. She would come out, sit down, and talk to the people outside over on the homeless side. And baby, she didn't give one update. Now all of a sudden, trial over, and she has like 4 lines to read and thinks she is coming giving breaking news. Okay, wait, hold on. Where's my breaking news sign? Hold on. Judge Sandwich. Wait, Judge Sandwich.
There's another email that came through, and this is the final email. This is what the judge said. This is what they submit right after that. They had to change it, y'all. They had to change it. Here's what they said. The parties have met and confirmed and have agreed to the following schedule for sentencing, post-verdict motion, and submission of offense conduct on the probation office. It says, for sentencing, the party proposed original date, October 3rd. So we're going back to the original date. They're going back to the original date, y'all. They said, bump that. We'll go back to the original date. The original date.
Girl, she needs some water on that. Okay. Judge Mark Aquafino.
Hey, make it make sense, my darling. So they're going back to the original date, October 3rd, y'all. October 3rd. Let me finish reading this.
No, she doesn't, because what 70 looks like now, y'all, that's not what 70 looks like. 70 looks like Shirley Strawberry in some white jeans and a crop top. That's what new 70 looks like, girl. It's giving 100 or something. I don't know. 70 is sandals, form-fitting, white jeans, and a cute little crop top. That's what 70 looks like. Now, don't play with 70. Don't play with 70 on our tops. Okay? That's, girl, someone said 170. 70 is fly. All right? Don't play on our 70 tops.
Says the defense proposed that the probation office provide the parties with a pre-sentencing investigation report, PSR, on or before August 29th, and that the defense that the defense objection to the PSR to be filed on or before September 5th, and that the government's objection to the PSR be filed on or before September 12th, and that probation office disclose their final PSR by September 18th, right? And that the defense sentencing memorandum be filed on or before September 19th, and that the government sentencing memorandum be filed on September 26th. The government and the probation office do not object to this schedule. The post-verdict motion, the parties propose that the defense file any post-verdict motion by July 30th, and the government responds on or before August 20th, 2025. Finally, the government requests that it be permitted to submit a summary of the offense conduct on or before July 11th, 2025, and the defense
Girl,
is
she's tired already.
not object. We appreciate your court's consideration. Respectively submitted, Mark Agafilio. So
you think he said respectively or respectfully? Okay, respectively would have a whole different connotation. Sis can't read. Girl.
It is October. It's going back to October 3rd. Right here. It's in the pudding.
Okay.
I see it.
You're going to see why in a minute, why I have you guys listening to this, because this is salty. I know some of you guys know this already, but this was the latest edition of Salty Blogger. Salty. Okay.
You see it?
She's not. So Tisa is not the only salty person out here. So if you thought that this was a drag on Tisa, baby, it's just, we just talking about the outrage of the outrageously outraged. Okay. Sis salty.
October 3rd. See the first part? October 3rd. They go back to the original date. So it is what it is. October 3rd. Any questions, folks? Any question? That was it. Okay. October 3rd.
Okay, so you're adding him to the salty list. Okay, that's girl. I'm just talking about these two, but if that's on your salty list, girl, that's cool. I don't have a problem with that. I can't cover everybody. Oh.
Shout out to Mims. So it's October 3rd. No question. Okay. Can I get on my little Marriott way? You ready to go to the train station? Yeah. Okay. Got my train station partner right here.
Yo.
Remy.
Hello. Hello.
Mr. Cotton, no nonsense. People are saying, well, you know me. I come with the paperwork. The paperwork right here. Here's the paperwork.
October the 3rd.
October the 3rd. It says right here. It says they confer and they go back to the original date. Sentencing of court's original date. Original date. It's in writing. Is Charles Lucci still here?
No, I think
he left. He left. Everybody left except me. And see, Remy's so nice. He stayed here and wait with me. Yeah, Remy was the man who was telling us how things was going to be. What about bail? They didn't even talk about bail. They didn't even talk about anything. They didn't even talk about anything.
I think bail's a dead issue. I think he just needs to get his sentence and that's pretty much it. I don't know. It maybe it's not a dead issue. I'm just thinking it's probably a dead issue.
All right, I'm getting my bag. Here we go. Got my bag ready. Going back to court. Going back home.
Oh. Hold on.
Back to Atlanta until I go back to Atlanta on Q. Y'all, let me tell you something. When I come back to this place, I'm coming back alone. I have no friends. I just have colleagues. Like Nick at Night says, it's just colleagues. I didn't come here to make friends. I do not care because let me tell you, it's a doggy dog world, y'all. Doggy dog world. It's a doggy dog world. That's it, CJ. We ain't got no friends. Ain't nobody your friend. Ain't nobody your partner. Hey, Ash. Ain't nobody your friend. Ain't nobody your partner. Ain't nobody your friend. Ain't nobody your partner. You got that? Watch your back. Exactly. Folks,
Girl,
these
she
people
said
are
Nick.
weird. I'm just
She
gonna
said
tell you,
Nick at
folks
night.
are weird as heck. I've experienced some weirdness in this place. As a New Yorker, we move on anyway. Exactly. It's dog eat dog. Exactly. Don't let them get you caught up. Yep. I ain't getting caught up in nothing. I came here alone. I'm gonna leave here alone.
Mm.
Same O3 lyrics. Ain't nobody your partner. Ain't nobody your friend. I'm telling you, CB. I said from now on, I am going to only cover stuff that is in my area, and because it's very weird. We ride with, yeah, we're gonna ride together, y'all. We're gonna ride. But I'm just saying, it's weird. It is. This is the worst experience I've had as covering any case. I'm talking about the
So that she says, mark her words. She says this is the worst experience she's ever had covering a case. I feel like, where have I heard this before?
the nonsense, the backbiting, the
Okay, this is the worst, guys. It's the worst. Remember, this is the worst. The nonsense, the backbiting. It's like every case she goes to, this is the worst. Why does this lady find herself entrenched in the mess?
cutthroatness, the backstab, the fakeness, all of the above.
Mm.
All of the above. The fakeness is real. Fakeness is real.
Really?
I
feel like I've heard this before from her, right?
Never seen it. It's crazy. It was crazy because everybody was trying to get the bag, and
everybody's trying to get the bag. Well, what are you doing? Everybody doesn't have a charity house to go to. Some people are paying for Airbnbs, houses, hotel suites, accommodations. Everyone didn't have a freeloading situation.
I wasn't chasing the bag. It is what it is. I was not chasing it. I realized how cutthroat it was when I first got here. Slept from 12 o'clock. I mean, got here at 12 o'clock and didn't get inside the courtroom. I saw how it was.
I don't know why this is popping like this. Let me reload it. 1828. It sounds like it's just popping. It's popping.
All of the above.
Maybe that's her audio.
Fakeness is real. I've never seen it. It's crazy. It was crazy because everybody was trying to get the bag, and I wasn't chasing the bag. And so it is what it is. I was not chasing it.
So you weren't chasing the bag. What did you need a press pass for? Why would you take up space for somebody who, and not even just chasing a bag, but somebody who was really trying to tell the story? If you were not here to tell the story and there's limited space in the courtroom, why did you need a pass that was limited? Like, why did you need a pass that could have gone to someone who really wanted to tell the story, whatever their take on the story was? Why take up that bench? Why take up that seat? Why take up that energy? Why bother? When you got there and saw it wasn't for you, why didn't you take your ass back home to Atlanta? You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying she didn't have a place there. I'm just saying, based on what she's saying as an adult, why are you there? If it wasn't your mood, if it wasn't your vibe, if it made you feel uncomfortable, if the Diddy, she even said the Diddy trial had a demonic spirit attached to it, right? You heard her say that, some of you. If the Diddy trial had a demonic spirit, if the bloggers that were there were not your cup of tea, it made you feel out of place, intimidated, any of those things, why stay for 2 months?
I realized how cutthroat it was when I first got here. Slept from 12 o'clock. I mean, got here at 12 o'clock and didn't get inside the courtroom. I saw how it was. Oh, bugs on my glasses.
Did she just spit on her glasses? Ew.
Oh, bugs on my glasses.
Oh, God. I hate when people spit. That's so disgusting.
And you know me, I ain't gonna look. You show me who you are the first time, I'm gonna believe you. I ain't gotta be friends with nobody.
It was crazy how this lady came up from Atlanta, and you heard her name out of people's mouths. Oh, Miss Sylvia was here. Miss Sylvia was there. Miss Sylvia said this. Girl, it's just so amazing how somebody can always find their way to some mess.
You gotta be friends with nobody. Yeah, very. No need to chase.
I don't know what
exactly.
she did. She spit or
You need
blow.
you
It
the
just made me
truth, your
sick.
drama, and your professionals. Oh, thank you, Wicked. It was crazy, y'all. It was very crazy. It was crazy. It was really, really crazy. I'm waiting for it was very crazy. Yes, bugs, Chica. It's bugs around here. Phony people, fake people, phony people. They get mad at me because they did something wrong. Come on now. Y'all did.
So here's the tea. So she said they get mad at me because they did something wrong. Okay, let's hear it. Let's hear it. Okay, let's get into it. Okay. I was just like, oh, okay. Okay, ma'am. Who's getting mad at you? What happened, sis?
Y'all did it. I'm gonna go the other way. Standing there talking to that girl, I'm gonna go the other way. Let me go. Because he's standing there talking the opposite way. Your co-workers need to go home and reconsider what they are doing. I'm gonna go home. I'm going the other way because there are people who are phony and don't talk to me. I'm going the other way because I ain't got flight time for that. He was waiting
She said there are people that are phony and don't talk to her.
for me, and then he started talking to them. And
How is somebody phony and not talking to you? Isn't if somebody were phony and they did talk to you, I would imagine that someone who's phony smiles in your face, doesn't like you, talks about you behind your back. So what you're saying is there's someone who's phony and doesn't talk to you? That's not being phony. That's like, bitch, I don't fuck with you, right? If you don't like somebody and you don't talk to them, you don't deal with them, that's because guess what? You're probably not phony, right? Who expends their energy dealing with people they don't mess with? She says they're phony because they don't talk to her. Girl.
it brought him over there to the other side. And you know where I'm going? I'm going home. I'm going home. You got time for that? What's going on? You late? I already gave him the update already. I'm going going the other way.
She said this was the
That's
biggest
right.
mistake of her life.
Woo, son. I needed some vitamin D, didn't I?
Girl.
I'm too old for the nonsense. If I speak to you and you ignore me, I gotta speak to you.
That's not phony. Speaking to someone and they don't speak to you, that means I don't like you. I don't fuck with you. I'm not going to bother. I'm good. Ew, why are you speaking to me? Save your energy. Why speak to people who don't like you? Can't you haven't figured out at your big age that some people don't like you? Leave them alone. Leave people alone. Can you believe? So she said there's other people on the other side of the building. Girl, you know, when this, I was like, who's live right now on the other side of the building? Somebody's live on the other side of the building. They don't speak to you. They don't talk to you. And you think that's being phony, but you're live basically talking about people on the other side of the building. You see how people get themselves in trouble? This is my point. It's on the throw rock, hide hand premise, right? Someone's on the other side of the building minding their business. They don't speak to you, but you're live on the other side of the building talking about there's someone on the other side of the building who's phony and doesn't want to speak to me. Is that not crazy?
Too old for the nonsense. If I speak to you and you ignore me, yeah, I'll speak to you. I hope she gave the right information. They got to go back. All right, y'all, let's go. We're gonna walk.
She's worried about somebody else. I hope they gave the right information. Girl, if look, you see how she's worried? She's very nosy and she's very much worried about the wrong thing. File your own story. Work on your own shit. That keeps you out of trouble. You see how some people are minding their business, making their check and moving on? Okay. And then dropped into her live and said hello, right?
That's it. I never speak again. They don't know me, do they? Man, my ignore game is deep. Deep. I will ignore you.
Girl, I
sure will. Sure will. The only person I don't ignore is my child. I know
that's not relevant to this situation. You see what I'm saying? You see how fake newsers love to conflate. People in the fake news game, they love to take one situation and a non-related situation and make it into a whole shit show.
Ignore her. I have to talk to her. Oh, that wind, that air feels so good, y'all.
It's like, right? Girl, what is wrong with you? Thank you, Denise Marie. Thank you for supporting, sis. I didn't see that. Thank you, boo.
Oof. When is his next court date? October 3rd is his next court date. That's going to be the sentencing. And back to the original date. I'm going to take my butt on to the train, then to the bus.
Hold on.
Because they decided not to even go. Yeah, didn't even. What? Look at the streets. Hold on. We're talking to the folk. Hold on, I got mute. There's guys with the music here. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me?
So he could look like something when you get up out of there. This is commercial. Sylvia, don't talk to nobody.
See you later.
You
have walking? It is so freaking hot. 90 side. Buddha candy is on the other side.
I feel like she was going to say something else. She said this a couple of times, so if you've missed it, if you don't check in over here periodically, she's had a couple of things to say. She did a whole entire live stream, basically just saying that the vibe throughout this process was not her, and that she is not going to put herself like in another environment again where maybe she's got to compete for top banana, and she didn't like it.
Does that cheesecake sound good right now?
Jesus,
Those
be the
clicks in the
straight
courthouse
jacket.
was like high school. Yes. Yes, you are so right. They were so clicky. Hey, Mr. Ed, how you doing? Good. Had a great
Down
day.
here for 2 minutes.
What are you going to do? Have lunch?
I'm going home. I get here at 5:30 in the morning.
Oh, you going home? Okay. Thank you for making everything pleasant for me.
Yeah, we'll
I
try.
appreciate it.
Whatever else you're covering, let us know ahead of time. We'll try and help out.
Okay, I'll be back.
Live will be coming up soon in Mangione. I'm not sure.
Oh, I'm coming from Mangione in July. I mean, isn't that in January, right?
I'm not sure the trials.
So you think again, coming for Luigi is going to be a non-competitive situation? That's one of the biggest stories in the world. Are you kidding? I mean, on top of Diddy's an entertainment story that's huge, that's global. People are watching from all over the world. There were reporters from all over the world. This particular story has global interest. Luigi, you don't think that the world is going to converge and that like BBC and Al Jazeera and all of the news, like the global news outlets that may feed the rest of the globe, are going to be in New York for that? And then other bloggers who, Luigi has taken on a little bit of a cult of personality. There's lots of females that are all into Luigi. He's a good looking guy. He's young. It's one of those Wade Wilson type things. Not to that extent. So don't get me wrong. I'm just saying he's a good looking guy and women are flocking. He's getting letters in the mail. All of these things, right? You don't think that this is going to be another competitive blogger situation? She just said she didn't want to be somewhere where people are trying to get the bag. Girl, Luigi has a whole fan club. Not to mention he's got supporters who are, he's got supporters out there just like anybody else, right? Hey, Whiskey, how are you? Hey to everybody, anybody coming in. Make sure to hit the thumbs up for me. If you're new here, go ahead and subscribe. You're going to like it here. Make sure that you subscribe, because that way you can set your notifications. Don't play about it. Okay, let's finish. This is a blogger who's a little disgruntled. Look, at the end of the day, as adults, we know everything is not going to always work out as we had planned, right? Some things are you got to make lemonade sometimes, right? We've all learned this. Sylvia is feeling some type of way, girl, and it's obvi. She's feeling some type of way, and it's obvi. And she's feeling a little salty. Other people had people to add to the salty list. Baby, I'm not keeping a salty list, but if you know what I'm saying, like, let me drop the link. Okay. I just wanted to talk about Tisa Tells, because no matter how you felt about the outcome, it was giving, like, some of her reporting the past couple of days, I've just noticed a difference. I'm used to the Tisa that's happy, excited, enthusiastic. I feel like I'm assuming she may have touched back on her home base. Maybe she has not yet. Maybe she's still trying to decompress from the events of the last, go back to the beginning, hun. She's a blogger. We talked about it. She's a blogger who was covering, and she's having a moment right now. And this one, it just I felt like it was worth talking about, especially to Bougie Gang, because I knew you guys would get it.
Well, I'll be here. Don't forget about me now.
Take care of you.
Okay. All right. Bye.
She always claims favor, but she's always really more so asking for a favor.
You know who that is?
Who
is
is
the
it?
boss of the building.
That's the boss of the building.
He'll take care of me.
Girl, she loves cashing in a favor.
See, the boss of the building.
See, I got favor. Girl, do you see how he lapped her? Girl,
Members, we got to talk to them.
Sir's taking strides. Sir's damn near walk running. You know what I'm saying? He walked with her for a block and took off. Pyong.
Night. Members, we got to talk tonight. You know how we get behind the scenes.
Oh God.
We gotta talk tonight, members. We gotta talk. You know, when I get messy, they gotta pay for our messiness.
Okay, Miss. I don't get messy. I got God. Miss, I don't get messy. I get God. Okay. So she's admitting to her mess. Okay.
Messiness, they pay for the messiness.
Okay.
They ain't get nothing free.
Okay.
They want to hear me talk messiness. They're gonna pay for it.
Oh, that's.
I gotta tell you. I gotta tell y'all what really happened.
Oh, so she's gonna talk. So now
we're gonna talk
because let me. You know what? I'm gonna put my 2 cents on it. Let me give you my analysis. Nobody's coming back until October for his sentencing. So now she's ready to talk, to tell what she knows, because she's not going to run into somebody who's going to give her. She's going to be over there in the Jersey suburbs, cool as a cucumber until it's time to go. And then she doesn't have to worry about running into any of these folks downtown New York who's going to be like, excuse me. Okay.
We're gonna talk.
Now she wants to talk tonight since it was yesterday.
You say you can't join for some reason. Mimi, are you in here? Could you put the link? Mimi, can you put the link in? Can you put the link in? Can you put the link in?
Okay, we heard.
It's good for my heart, y'all. Ooh, child. The heat is on, y'all. When I tell you the heat is on.
Because she's walking a long way to the subway.
The heat is on. Welcome to the membership. Who's that?
I thought she was jumping down into the train station. So she's a 10-minute walk. Okay. Now it's a family. I thought that, okay. Girl, maybe I'm wrong.
You're welcome. We'll get in the train station. The train. It feels so good. Right here, chica. See, my thing say go. We don't jump turnstile. See, my thing
Girl,
say go.
if you jump a turnstile, see what happens.
Here we go, y'all.
Let's see if she talks about it. Otherwise, we're gonna peace out. I think we're good here. I think she probably got disconnected. Okay, that's it. Did I drop the link? Okay. A mess. All right, hold on. What else did I have to show you guys? Maybe she got on the train. If that happened, I don't know. I don't know. She rode the train, the bus, didn't care about a bag. Yeah, she walked, rode the train and the bus, but I don't get it. I thought she was taunting people saying, "Oh my god, I'm going to get new subscribers. I've got favor." I'm going to be honest, I really didn't catch her filing one report of an informative nature. It was, I don't know. I'm like, I have no idea. I'm going to be honest with you. Like, I did not catch the tea over there. Um, I I I was watching probably about 6 or 7 different people throughout the day, who would fall up in my timeline, and maybe I would catch up with them on a binge, or I would be notification gang gang. Um, Simone, Armand, Emily, I followed her Instagram. I don't know if she was filing on YouTube or not, but I was following her Instagram because she's funny. Um, I was towards the end, the guy Uda on go here and there a little bit, but it was not really for updates and coverage on the case. More so, he was kind of man on the scene outside. That was fun. I caught Mims. Um, Mims, I would get caught up like on the weekend type of thing. I wasn't catching it live because you can't catch everybody live. You know what I'm saying? Not to mention, I got to go live on my own shit. So, um, Armand always worked for me because when he would go live was around the time I was cooking dinner. It was the end of the school year and then floating into the summer. Like this, the trial kind of took off right at the end of the school year for me. And, it was great timing. And I enjoyed it. I caught as many people as I could, and I found a lot of new people, especially on Instagram. The Instagram coverages were fun. I enjoyed it. And just to have it on as background when I'm doing stuff, trying to record a video or record my own shorts and stuff like that, I just enjoyed it very much. Yes. Yeah, I remember that when he was sitting in court next to her and she was being her blabbermouth self. I haven't seen the beginning of this live, but I haven't seen a video where Tisa was crashing out. Oh, okay. Well, watch the beginning of the video. Look, it's just my opinion. This is what I have to say. Anything that I say really is my opinion. Um it's especially regarding this particular live at this moment. I mean, sometimes we're coming about news stories and things like that that aren't my opinion, but me saying I'm detecting a crash out, I'm not a crash out certified diagnoser. It's just a term, and that's what it was giving. It's just giving conflate. And that's it. It doesn't mean anything. So we're not going to get too concerned about what I say versus what's real. Okay. Because there are people out here that think Sylvia is totally sane, right? And and I'm just like, girl, bye. Or that Sylvia is not messy. You know what I'm saying? Opinions and analysis is just that. It's like it's subjective. That's just my opinion. That's my opinion. It doesn't mean, and I could say it 10 more times and it's still my opinion. You don't have to take what I say as fact. I'm saying I felt and saw and had been promising that we were going to do a video on a crash out, and that's what we did today. So if this is the third time, the 2 other times were leading up to this time when we talked about it. So will I talk about it again? I don't know. But as I said before, and I'm saying again, it's just my opinion. You don't have to take it for Bible. It's not Bible. It's just my opinion. That's what I saw. You might see something else. Anyway, you guys, I'm going to let you guys go. I will be back on something else. And that's it. That's all. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I think like I said, we talked about it a couple of times because I meant to come back and do a video about it yesterday. I meant to do this yesterday, but because I work for myself and I was tired yesterday after doing mom camp, after being live for 5 or 6 hours, doing 2 other live streams, I opted to not. I figured it could hold till today. But yeah, nothing I say is Bible unless it's being backed by some sort of document. It's a news story. But if I'm telling you about something I say, if I'm giving you some gossip, baby, it is just that. It's some gossip and some tea or my opinion on a subject. That's what irritates me with Tisa fans. We can form our own opinions on a liar. Y'all go worship the cult leader. I don't know if that's the case, but at the end of the day, I think, as I said, I think the Diddy trial for a lot of people was, I think for everybody involved, was probably a little bit stressful. Especially the people who were boots on the ground, and we saw what happened afterwards. It was interesting, to say the least. Anywho, all right, you guys, let me let you guys go. We're going to keep it cute and keep it a little bit short. I'm going to do my best to come back in a little bit, and we're going to talk about something else. We're going to pivot, okay? But this was something I promised, and sis tries to make good on her promises. I got to go run that check to the mail so we can get a transcript and find out what actually happened in court in Michigan on Monday. And unfortunately, this is a very small district that we're dealing with where the new charges against Jarvis Butts are taking place. And I've got to actually put a stamp on it to send these people money and be able to get a transcript, which I think if you watched the video yesterday, the court clerk said she was going to put it in the mail. Okay, she's not even emailing it. She's going to mail us the transcript, which is crazy, but what can I do? Not my process. But we want to know what happened because I've been checking the news. Let me see. Let me do a search real quick. I still don't see anything new posted. Nope. No, I don't. Nothing new from what happened on Monday. It's crazy. Yep, that's it. So, transcripts is going to be the only way that we're going to find out. So, okay, I'm going to get that in the I need to handle that business because it's already almost 2:00 here. So I want that to go out today. So maybe today's Wednesday. Maybe we can stand a chance of them getting it on Friday or Monday. And then maybe this time next week, maybe we'll be getting a package back in the mail. Missed the first half. So I'll be rolling back. And if you missed yesterday, go check it out. Yeah, watch to see her. Okay. All right, you guys, if you're new here, welcome. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe to this channel. Make sure your notifications are set so that when I go live, post videos, put up a community wall post, you will be notified immediately. You guys take care. Have a wonderful afternoon, and I'll see you next time I go live. Bye, guys.